Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Isn't it funny how these sort of situations constantly repeat? The so-called experts, right? All the talking heads on CNBC, or the economists with 50 and frickin' degrees and no real-world experience. They're the ones who get all the airtime, who soak up all the oxygen out of the room. But time and time again, it seems as though they swing and they miss. Always wrong, nearly every single time. These people are batting frickin' zero. And then boom, out of nowhere, some random dude pops up on 4chan, no credentials, no blue check mark, I guess just a brain and an internet connection. Some random person drops a theory that ends up 5 steps ahead of the entire professional class. Well, we've seen those kinds of instances before, and we got another one sending shockwaves across the internet. A post from back in early mid-March, where a user on the famous internet board predicted exactly what we're seeing right now, that Trump's tariff play is a whole lot deeper than what's being presented in the media. It's about forcing a market reset, driving interest rates down, and laying the groundwork to refinance the national debt. You know, the same thing that all the smart people and the experts essentially would tell you is impossible. But anyways, we got this old post from March, and it seems as though this random forum user might have hit the nail on the head, because Trump kinda just, in a way, soft confirmed it. This stuff's wild. Let's have a conversation. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so take a look at this. Here's a post from back in March of this year, specifically on the 11th of March 2025, where a user wrote this, quote, "Trump is trying to crash the stock market at least 20%, causing a flight in treasuries. This will cause the Fed to slash interest rates so he can refinance the debt to near 0% and cause a deflationary spiral which will lower costs of everything. He also intends to use tariffs as an incentive for companies to build in the United States to avoid having to pay them. The tariffs and the resulting global trade war will also force American farmers to sell more of their goods in the US due to retaliatory trade measures by other countries, which will directly lower the price of groceries in the United States. More than 94% of all stock is owned by just 8% of the US population. Trump is literally taking money from the rich and giving it to the poor. This is why Trump is playing a game of hokey pokey with tariffs. One day he has 25% tariffs on Mexico and the next day he doesn't. This is to cause extreme volatility in the markets and a desperate need and demand to flee towards treasury bonds, which are much more stable but offer much lower potential return. This is also why eggs are cheaper now than they were under Joe Biden. And here's where it gets crazy, because this random 4chan post is kind of mirroring exactly what Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has been saying.
Top 10% of Americans are 40 or 50% of consumption, and that is an unstable equilibrium. The bottom 50% of working Americans have gotten killed. We are trying to address that. We're trying to get rates down, and could we be seeing that this economy that we inherited starting to roll a bit? Sure. And look, there's going to be a natural adjustment as we move away from public spending to private spending. The market and the economy have just become hooked. We've become addicted to this government spending, and there's going to be a detox period.
He's talking about the same thing when it comes to the wealth divide, and he's also been talking about rates. They want the rates to come down, and that seems to be exactly what's happening. Just take a look at this chart. This is the 10-year Treasury rate. It's now dipping below 4%. And this is really important for the purpose of refinancing the nation's debt. And we're not talking about small numbers here. In the past 12 months alone, the American taxpayer paid $1.1 trillion in interest on the federal debt. And if this continues into the future, well, just think about it. We're talking trillions of dollars in interest payments. And so what people thought might have been just a wacky theory on a 4chan board, well, might be a whole lot closer to the truth than what the mainstream media is telling us. And here's the crazy part. Donald Trump just reposted a video on Truth Social that essentially confirms the theory. Donald Trump posted this video, unironically.
Trump is crashing the stock market by 20% this month, but he's doing it on purpose. And this is why Warren Buffett just said Trump is making the best economic moves he's seen in over 50 years. Now, here's the secret game he's playing, and it could make you rich. So why is he doing this? To push cash into treasuries, which forces the Fed to slash interest rates in May, and those lower rates give the Fed the ability to refinance trillions of debt very inexpensively. It also weakens the dollar and drops mortgage rates. Now, it's a wild chess move, but it's working. Now, you're probably wondering, what about his tariffs? Well, I'll tell you, it's a genius play. It actually forces companies to build here to dodge them. It also forces farmers to sell more of their products here in the US to bring grocery prices way down. We've already seen this with eggs. Now, remember, 94% of all stocks are owned only by 8% of Americans. So Trump, he's taking from the rich short term and handing it to the middle class through lower prices.
So while the Democrats are saying stuff like this,
they want to crash the economy so that they can set up a process of punishment and reward. So they can grab more power for who will bend the knee and give them access. None of this is normal.
Donald Trump wants to crash the economy. He wants to destroy America as we know it. The reality is, this might be one of the most sophisticated macroeconomic plays in world history, to the benefit of the nation, to the benefit of regular people. But if you listen to these Democrats, I mean, they're just beating the same dead horse. It's the same broken record. Donald Trump and the billionaire class. Donald Trump is trying to enrich billionaires.
Donald Trump is betraying America, just totally going back on what he said when he ran in the campaign. And now he's with those bubble of billionaires, doesn't care a damn about the middle class, how he's hurting them. And so now senators will turn to an issue especially alarming to so many people, the deep, deep corruption that Donald Trump and Elon Musk and Doge have unleashed on their watch, the amazing amount of self-dealing, and they're trying to enrich themselves on the backs of the government, which means on the backs of the American people.
We are currently living through a president who wants to be a dictator. In America, we do not accept dictators and we do not accept kings. We have a billionaire who has bought a seat next to the president, using him as a puppet. American democracy has never been for sale, and it won't be today. We are seeing a cowardice congressional Republicans that are utilizing the chaos our fascist president is creating to cut Medicaid, Social Security, and take away our rights.
But just think about it. Does that make any sense at all? As we're seeing Elon Musk and Donald Trump getting hit with endless lawsuits, protests, attacks, they're actively losing wealth. Not to mention the billionaire class isn't exactly doing well with this current tariff play. Yeah, it seems less like Donald Trump is acting to the benefit of him and the few billionaires that supposedly control his administration, and more so like Donald Trump is again making a crazy macroeconomic play to bring prices down, to balance the budget again, to bring manufacturing back to the United States. I mean, if he was really trying to enrich the elite, would he really be going to war with Wall Street? Come on, it seems like the answer is no. It seems like this is really about fixing an economy that's been hollowed out. It seems like it's about putting America first and building up America's private sector, creating strong jobs, a strong dollar, reindustrialization, debt reduction, and ending the Wall Street game and the big bureaucrat public spending game. I'll tell you, we're living through some interesting times, and I really think there's something to this theory. I mean, Donald Trump is reposting the video that's basically laying it all out, and Scott Bessent is basically saying the same things from the Post, yet the leftoids are telling you that this administration's incompetent, they're crashing the economy, they have no idea what they're doing. But do you find that believable even for a second? Scott Bessent doesn't know what he's doing? Scott Bessent is a legendary macroeconomic genius who clearly is a whole lot better equipped than frickin' Ilhan Omar or Janet Yellen. I think we might be on the verge of something truly special if all of this ends up going according to plan. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.